So this video is for guys who have already struck an acquaintance with a girl or a woman. The tips I'm about to share can be used in the aforementioned situation, or maybe even when she is a complete stranger. However, do take note that if she is indeed a complete stranger, this may not be as effective. All right, so let's jump right in. 3 texting secrets that women cannot resist. I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Jessica. This is my YouTube channel. Remember, if you'd like to engage with me beyond the videos I make on the channel, you've got questions for me, you just want to interact, I can jump on a video call with you. Simply join my Patreon community. Go to patreon.com/JessicaOS. Today's video is sponsored by Passion Air, the best way to fly whenever you visit Ghana and you need to move quickly and affordably between cities. So let's jump right into the video of the day. Yes, 3 texting secrets women cannot resist. Now, before I share my first tip with you, it's most likely that you are one of those guys who would send a girl a message and the message will probably be read or ignored for several days at a time. It's very hard trying to establish some kind of meaningful conversation because she just gives you like monosyllabic answers, closed off answers, and just answers that do not prompt further conversation. Now, if you're that kind of guy who has been receiving those kinds of unemotional, stone cold responses, then this is the perfect video for you. How do you get a girl or a woman to respond to your messages quickly? There are 3 secrets I'm about to let you in on. Secret number 1, text her messages that arouse her curiosity. Here's a quick lesson about curiosity and why it's so important. When something piques your curiosity, your brain enters into what's called a curiosity state. First, the parts of the brain that are sensitive to unpleasant conditions light up. This shows that you're slightly uncomfortable because you recognize you're lacking certain knowledge. Then, the parts of your brain responsible for learning and memory kick into high gear so that you can learn and remember what you learned more efficiently. It is at this point that you are primed to begin your search for answers. And when you actually begin learning new facts in your curiosity state, something even more interesting than heightened memory happens. Your reward circuitry kicks in. That's right, your brain rewards you for being curious and for pushing that curiosity. Researchers have determined that dopamine, the brain's reward chemical, is intricately linked to the brain's curiosity state. When you explore and satisfy your curiosity, your brain floods your body with dopamine, which makes you feel happier. Now, curiosity is a normal thing that every human being goes through. Being able to elicit a curious reaction from a woman whose attention you're trying to win over is everything. When she's curious, she wants to know more. And do keep this in mind that you will have to find ingenious ways to keep the conversation going right after you have satisfied her curiosity, or she's just going to go back to her stone cold responses and then the conversation will die down as fast as it started. So, for example, you could say something like, "You'll never believe what you were doing in my dream last night," and just leave that text there. Do you want to bet that she will definitely respond and ask you what the dream was about? Bam, you have her attention. And now that you have her attention, you can stretch it out a little bit. Don't go right ahead to tell her what the dream was about, but use that opportunity to get your message across so it can spark a conversation long after you've told her, about the dream that you had. Now, I'm not teaching you to lie, but whether you fabricated the dream or it was an actual thing, make sure that in narrating the dream to her, you do not put her off by some of the stuff that you talk about. For instance, if she's an acquaintance, perhaps the last thing she'll want to hear is a guy rambling on about a dream he had getting physical with her when she does not even see you in such a light, right? So get creative with your dream and use that as a springboard to engage her in further conversation. Trust me, women are curious cats. And if you're able to really spark that curiosity through a message that you send her, you will get an immediate response. And it works every single time. Number 2, texts that create anticipation. Yep, you need to figure out the best way to get her to anticipate something that's about to go down. For example, you could say, I know your birthday is coming up in a month. I have this really big idea that I think you should hear. Or you could simply send a message like, hey, I was walking in the mall the other day and something reminded me of you. And so I got it for you. And I was wondering when you'd be available so I could present my gift. Something as simple as that. Next message that's going to come through is, oh, thank you. You got me a gift. Wow, what is it? Hook, line, sinker. Go for it, bro. Just go for it. That is the point where you can engage her in a little more conversation than she ordinarily will give you, because you've managed to create the feeling of anticipation. And depending on how exciting your message actually was, very few women can resist the urge to not engage you further and try and find out what it is that they're waiting for, or what this big idea or big present is, right? So think a little bit and find very interesting ways to create anticipation in the text messages that you send. Another example, maybe a final example I'll throw in, is a message that says something like, if you agree to come with me on a date this Friday, guess where I'm going to take you? I bet you've never been there. Straight up, you pique her curiosity, you create anticipation for some activity that's impending, and she will become a little more chatty if it's something that she actually wants to do. So once you're able to craft messages that surround anticipation in itself, you will be more than successful when it comes to texting women and getting immediate responses. And finally, number 3, the last texting secret I think you should master when it comes to acquaintances that you maybe just met or have known for a while is to offer genuine compliments. And I'm not talking about compliments necessarily about her physical attributes, as that can be a turn off for some women depending on who she is. I'm talking about compliments that encompass all that she is. So for instance, if say she's a corporate woman or she's an entrepreneur, depending on what kind of business she does, make and offer compliments that compliment her mind, her way of thinking, the way she takes charge. Steer clear for now on compliments that necessarily talk about her body or her looks or anything like that, as those can come across as offensive, once again, depending on the kind of woman that you're dealing with. And really, think about it this way. Who doesn't like a nice compliment? And when people compliment you, you feel compelled to respond to them. Now, it may not necessarily generate like a whole conversation, but it will give you an almost immediate response from this woman whose attention prior to was very difficult to get. Listen, think hard, think fast. Be quick on your feet, because there's so many ways to get a woman's attention via text. As I've listed, these are the top 3 in my own estimation. If you have any other pointers you'd like to add to this one, feel free to leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you on that as well. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to smash the like button and of course subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch you on the next video. My name is Jessica. Cheers.